tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So last week topic, we started the topic on the sick bath. We learned the discourse where Venerable Sariputta taught to Anathapindika when he was on sick bath. He cannot, even he the one who did a lot of meritorious deed the whole his life, but at the moment on the sick bath he cannot keep his mind calm, peaceful, to recollect all these things. So Venerable Sariputta taught him how to get rid of all the grasping attachment to his sense and the object of the sense, the feeling, all of everything concerns with his sense and the object, and not grasping to anything concerned with this life and another life, etc. So get ready to start a new life, to pass away. So that is the last week lesson. Sometimes we, on the sick bath, we have two things to do only. Remember, recollect the good thing, the meritorious deed that you have done for all your life, the wholesome deed. Or if you cannot, or the pain is too much, you cannot control, you try to face up with it, not grasping to anything, your sense or the other things around you. So that is the last week lesson. So today lessons we learn about love, or the loving kindness called metta. Today's topic is mostly based on the Anguttara Nikaya. But before we come to that, we need to learn the word metta. So the word metta is the Pali word. It can be translated as loving kindness or love in general. But this love is the love occur between friends. So sometimes they can translate like friendliness. But the love metta and normal love is different, because love metta is limitless love, boundless love, because the way the metta spreading is is not limit, just not, it's different from the love because it have limit. So just love this body, love this country, but not another. But metta is limitless. So everybody, all beings. And loving kindness and metta have the characteristic that it occurring the beneficial deed to the one we love. So we bring the happiness for them, we beneficial thing for them. And the function of metta is to eliminate the grudge. So when someone have grudge, it means that person doesn't have metta, and vice versa. So metta sometimes have another name is adosa, mean non-hatred. So the person who have hatred, that means they don't have metta. The one who have metta, loving kindness, that one they don't have dosa, or hatred. And the cause, the proximate cause of the metta is the vision of how the being feel pleasant when they get helped. Okay, so come back to the topic today is the benefits of love. So in the Anguttara Nikaya, the collection of number discourse, the Buddha talked about 11 benefits of loving kindness or metta. So before the person get these benefits, they should practice metta, the loving kindness, diligently. They should it is called be associated with the metta. So have your mind connect with metta, connect with loving kindness all the time. You cultivate it, you try to develop it, you practice, mean you do it again and again. Not just like today do it, or and just stop right there, and tomorrow stop, or next day start again. So we need to keep it, do it again and again, and make it like a vehicle. So it means that you master it, you can control it easily. You make it as a basis, as a foundation for other practice more, mental practice. You keep it always together with you. You accumulate it, and in all aspect, you need to fulfill with metta, with loving kindness. And that is how you well perform, well undertaking the loving kindness. So by that way, you can get the 11 benefit. The person who get benefit of loving kindness is the one who sleep at ease, wake up at ease, don't have bad dreams, the human love you, the non-human love you, deity protect you, you cannot be harmed by fire, poison, and plague. Your mind quickly enter immersion, your face is clear and bright, you don't feel lost when you die. If you don't penetrate any higher, you will be born in the realm of Brahma, divinity. So we go one by one. So the first benefit is you sleep at ease. So some person, they cannot sleep normally or comfortably. Sometimes snoring too loud, even we disturb ourselves or we disturb other person. So that person is not sleep comfortably. And or you sleep, but sometimes at night you turn your body here and there, and you wake yourself up. So that person is not sleep at ease. But the person who practice metta, loving kindness, they can sleep easily, get into the sleep, entering the sleep easily, just like the person who attend jhana absorption. When they want, they just get into the jhana absorption. And when the person have the practice, the metta, loving kindness, they can enter the sleep easily, peacefully. And those who practice metta, loving kindness, they can wake up easily too, wake up happily too. So when we wake up, sometimes we feel pain, we feel aching here and there, we are groaning morning, or sometimes we yawning too loud, something like that. Really tired when we wake up. But the person with metta, practice metta diligently, they can wake up happily without all these things. The person who have, the third one, the person who have metta, love and kindness, that person doesn't have bad dream. So the good dreams, in the commentary it gives some example of the good dream. Like we dream we go to the temple, we pay homage to the stupa, or we do offering. So I have the picture here, the boy dreaming about offering alms food to a big number of the monk. Or they dream that they go to the temple, listen to the Dhamma talks, such thing called sweet dream, good dream, beautiful dream. And the person who have bad dream, like they see themselves falling down from the cliff, or they be disturbed by the wild animal, or the robber chase them. So this thing is called bad dream. So the person with practice metta, loving kindness, doesn't have such kind of dreams. So the fourth one, the humans will love you. I don't know, have you ever feel like you go nearby one person and that person, when you go nearby that person, you feel really calm, really peaceful, really sweet, something like that. It means that person have a lot of love, a lot of loving kindness, metta. I have my experience when I was practice in Myanmar, practice meditation in Myanmar. That one shadow, when I go nearby him, I feel really calm, really peaceful. Yeah, that experience. So the person who have metta, when you go by him, you feel happy and you love to go nearby him. That's why if you practice metta, everybody around you love you. So the same thing with amanusa, the non-human. Non-human will love you too. Non-human can be referred to, in the picture I have the yakka, the demon, or the beta, the one who a hungry ghost, the one who suffer, but you love them, you do meritoriously, you share with them, you think about them, so they will love you back, just like friend and friend. You love them as a friend, and they will love you back as a friend. With the deity too, with the deva too, if you think of them as a friend, they will think of you as a friend, and they try to help you as much as they can. So we have the sixth one, the devata, the deva will protect you. So if they see something not good for you, they will try to support you, try to protect you as much as they can within their limit. So that is the sixth one. The seventh one, the one who practice metta, loving kindness, up to the high level, they cannot be affected by harm, by fire, by poison, and by plague. There is some story in the Buddha time that the person who practiced the metta strong enough, the fire, the poison, or the plague cannot harm them. I'll tell you the story later in the second part. The eighth one, the person who practice metta, they can quickly enter the immersion, the concentration. So sometime in the meditation, some meditation center, that you cannot practice so well, you cannot focus on the object of meditation. So some place they will suggest that you practice the metta bhavana, the cultivation of loving kindness for a while, then let your mind calm, peaceful enough, then come back to the main meditation subject, then you can practice easily. You can get concentration easily. 9.1, you practice the metta, loving kindness, your face is clear and bright. So you know that your body, the mind, our mind and body affect each other. So whatever our mind thinking, it will affect the body. The nama will affect the rupa. So that's why sometimes you will see the person around us. Some person you see in the face, and you can recognize that how angry they are. It will show on their face. Their face not look nice enough. But some person, when you look at their face, you will know, okay, that person has a lot of love. It's the nice person. So that is the effect of metta too. If you have metta love to all beings, it will show on their face, and no need too much makeup if you have enough metta. Okay, so that's the 10 one. The one who have metta, loving kindness, will die unconfused. So most people, if they don't practice enough, they will feel lost. Like we study in this previous lesson, they will feel lost or confused when they going to die. But the one who stay with love, with metta, with loving kindness, they could never die with delusion. That is the power of loving kindness. Just like enter a sleep. And the last one, the 11th one, if they don't attain any higher, they will reborn in the world of Brahma, divinity. The person who practiced the metta bhavana up to the level of jhana absorption, they attain jhana by practicing metta. They will, if they not attain any higher, like become a noble person like arahant, pass away into demise nibbana. If they cannot attain arahant, so they will reborn in the world of Brahma. So that is the 11 uh, benefit of the person who practice metta, loving kindness. So talk about the power of the metta cannot be attacked by the fire, by poison, or by plague. I would like to share with you one story written in the commentary of Dhammapada about Magandiya and Samavati, two queens. So Queen Magandiya, who have a crush on the Buddha since she was young. So since she was young, her parents saw the Buddha and talked to the Buddha, I want to give my daughter to you to get married. But the Buddha denied, and she hold her crush. She think that I'm beautiful lady like that, and you deny me like that. So she hold crutch. Later, she become a queen of King Udena, and she hate everyone concerned with the Buddha. So Queen Samavati and her followers is some of them. So Queen Samavati and 500 followers, they have confidence in the Buddha. They try to listen to the Dhamma talk. They invite Venerable Ananda to come to listen to Dhamma talk, or they hire a person to listen to Dhamma talk and come back and tell them the Dhamma talk. And they try to pay homage to the Buddha wherever they can. So Magandiya saw that, and Magandiya doesn't like, and she hates Samavati too. So she tried to do a lot of things against Samavati, try to beat her down. One time, when the king Udena go to the place of the palace of Queen Samavati, so Magandiya tried to hide a snake in the Vina lute, and she also follow with the king. So when she come over there, she shout out, "Oh king, Samavati tried to kill you with the snake in the Vina lute." And when the king saw that in front of his eye, he really scared, and he tried to shoot the Samavati with an arrow. And when when he tried to shoot with the arrow like that, when the arrow flight nearby the Samavati not scared, not afraid, because she tried to practice metta, loving kindness. So she practiced until the level that when the arrow comes nearby her, it cannot attack her and it turn back. And when the king saw that, so he knows something happened. It's just, what is not right here. So she hitting back, and he did not do anything to Samavati. That is the power of the loving kindness. One example we found in the commentary. So with the power of loving kindness like that, with the benefits like that, so how we practice the loving kindness, it's written in the Sutta Nipata, 3 words you can try to remember: Sukhino, Kemino, and Sukhitata. So Sukhino, may all beings be happy. Kemino, may they be safe. And lastly, may they be happy themselves. Sukhino concerns with may the beings possess a happy quality. May they be happy themselves. And then second one, be safe, mean they have peaceful life, no mishap for them, no fear for them, no scare for them. Sukhitata means the happy mind. So there are two sukhi here, Sukhino and Sukhitata. One's happy for the body, Sukhino is happy for the body, and Sukhitata happy for the mind. So may all beings have happy concern with the body and happy concern with their mind. And then Kemino is safe, means no mishap, no nothing calamity or fear for them, concern for them. And one more thing, should remember that may all beings mean all living creatures without exception. So if we have metta, it means that not accept the one I hate. So sometimes some people that I practice loving kindness, but accept the one I hate, the one I dislike. Or sometimes we love dog, but we don't love cat. So we accept the cat. It's not metta. It's not loving kindness. So loving kindness means all without exception. So metta have metta have because of the characteristics, so it have the near enemy and distant enemy. So the near enemy is the near enemy is the attachment, because loving kindness and attachment is see the good quality of the object, all see the good quality of the object. But loving kindness is just love without any attachment or any craving. But attachment is go further than that. But the boundary is so near that sometimes we misunderstand between the two. So the one who have loving kindness, who have metta, would not be suffer because of love. But the one who have attachment, craving, will suffer a lot because of love. So that's the difference. And the far enemy of metta is ill will, the bad thing for other object. But it easier to see than the attachment and craving attachment. So with the practice metta, with practice the loving kindness, we can create a lot of meritorious for ourselves. I have a quote in Anguttara Nikaya: loving just one creatures with hateless heart, one become a true person with that benevolence. Sympathetic for all creatures, a noble one create abundant merit. So if we don't have a chance to do a lot of merit, try to practice metta. It doesn't cost anything, but just try to do that. It takes time and effort to do that. And metta, the power of metta not only can bring benefit for your life, but also it helps to prevent you a lot of bad thing, bad consequence, prevent you to do the bad karma. Why I say that? Continue with the story of in the Dhammapada between the two queens. Queen Maganiya really hates Samavati, and she tried again and again another chance to destroy Samavati. So one time when the king go out of the palace, so she connect with her uncle, try to burn the palace of Samavati. So Samavati and 500 followers cannot get out of the palace and be burned alive. So the story report by the monk to the Buddha, because Queen Samavati and 500 followers, they try to practice a lot. They have a lot of confidence in the teaching of the Buddha. They practice the metta a lot, but they have to face really bad things like that, burn alive. So, so the monk really surprised. I don't know what happened. So the Buddha tell them that, no, don't worry. Samavati and 500 followers, why they cannot go out like that, they be burned like that. They try to practice, continue to practice metta, the loving kindness. So that because of that, they some of them attend the first noblehood, some second, some third noblehood. So all of them can be saved with the practice. And why they fall into that consequence? Because in the previous life, they all like the lady, they go to the river to take a bath in the river. So when after they taking a bath, they go they find the wood to burn to keep them warm, to warm them up. And when they burn the wood like that, when the bonfire just start, they saw in the at a bunch of wood, there are an ascetic sitting in there and practice meditation. But if they have metta, if they have loving kindness, they should wake that ascetic up, or warning him that it may hurt him, the bonfire may hurt him. But they afraid, they're afraid that people will see what they do, bad thing like that, so they try to put more and burn him alive. But it cannot kill him because he's Pacceka Buddha, the silent Buddha, but it's a bad idea, bad karma for them. So that's why they have to pay back in this life. So I bring this story up because, these days we heard about the bad story. So it reminds us that we should practice and to prevent us from doing something bad, and we have to face the bad consequence, like Queen Samavati. So with the power of, with the metta, with the loving kindness, you may get the 11 benefit if you practice as well. Sleep at ease, wake up easy, happily, doesn't have bad dream, human love you, non-human love you, deity protect you, you cannot be harmed by fire, poison, or plague, you enter the concentration easily, your face is clear and bright, you don't feel lost when you die, and if you don't get any higher level, you will be born in the realm of Brahma. So when you practice, remember the metta, limitless, no boundary, with all beings. May they be happy, concerned with the body, may they be happy, concerned with the mind, and may they all be safe. Sukhino Kemine and Sukhitatta. And with the loving kindness, we create a lot of merit for ourselves. It prevents ourselves to do bad karma and to face bad consequences in the future, like the story of Queen Samavati. So thank you for your listening.
Sorry. So we have to get this one because it's recording to the video. So okay, today we learn about the loving kindness, and just to repeat and to make it clear, there are two types of loving kindness. One, the common loving kindness that everybody do, like you love someone, like mother loving her child, so that's loving kindness. But this type of loving kindness has a condition. That's why we suffer if something happened to our loved one. The other type of loving kindness we call metta. Metta, the loving kindness without condition or without attachment. So if we love someone, if something happened or that person turned back and harm us, we won't suffer from that, because love just go without any exception, like he mentioned, that you just give it out without expecting any in return. So whether you get it back or you don't get it back, you still continue to love, continue to give out. Different than the love with condition or love with attachment. Mother would love her son immensely without any boundary, let's say, for example. But if the son did not return the favor or did not show any appreciation, we would get upset. We would suffer from that. And that is the common love. And all of us, we have this kind of love. The difference is we suffer or not. And that's what the Buddha taught us. So today we learn about metta, the loving kindness. So how do we practice this? We learn the concept of it, but now we need to put into practice. So every day, every moment, if we can, maintain this mindset that we wish everyone to be happy, to be free from physical suffering, be free from mental suffering. Not just human, not just animal, but all beings. There's 4 types of beings, right? We know being that born from moisture, being born from egg born, being born from womb, like we, mammal, like we are, and being born from spontaneous born, like the heaven being, hungry ghosts, being born in hell. So there's 4 types of being. So we all wish them to be well and happy and be free from physical suffering, be free from mental suffering. Maintain that at all time. And if for some reason that something happened or someone, I just want to give an example that's easy to relate. Like every day during the winter time, we know that it's very difficult for animal like bird to find food. So every day we put seed in the feeder to feed the bird. And because we want, bird to be well and happy. And we have a dog, at temple have a dog, and the dog didn't know any better, so it often guard the feeder whenever he see squirrel or a squirrel or even bird come and eat. He attached to the food. He didn't want that, so he kept chasing the bird, chasing the squirrel. As us, we practice metta. Normally, people would get upset at the dog by scare the squirrel or scare the bird. So they would, scream at the dog or hit the dog, try and, tell them not to do it. But if we do that, then we don't practice metta. So how we do it? We try to stop, the dog from scaring the squirrel and the bird. We try to talk to it, or don't give them treat if they keep doing that. We also want to give metta to the dog too, not getting angry because it scared, the bird and the squirrel. So that's how we practice. So if we are to practice metta, and if we see someone, let's say we go out on the street and we saw a beggar beg for food, but then again, because we want the beggar to be free from suffering, but then again, if someone come and abuse the beggar, not giving anything, but abuse the beggar, if you get upset at the abuser, then you don't practice metta. But then again, you will say, wait a minute, it's unfair because how come this person not helping the beggar but then abuse the beggar? That's not fair. So I need to, say something, I need to do something. Well, the abuser, the one who abused the beggar, they don't know any better. They don't practice metta, so they just react according to something they don't like. So if we cannot talk to the abuser, the one who abused, then we just have to just leave it as it is. If it's out of our control, we cannot convince this person not to do this kind of thing, then we just wish that may the abuser to be free from be free from all the suffering and have the knowledge not to treat other people badly, and then live at that. Because if you intervene, if you not tell this person not to do something like that, and if you don't see the result, you might get angry too. That is what we normally do, right? When we see someone not treating others fairly, you get upset. And if you get upset because you think that's not good to the other person, then you don't practice metta. So metta here is without getting upset. You give it all out, and if it's not the way you expect it, you just have to accept it and then keep your mind calm. That's the difference. Some people who care a lot of people, but then again, they get upset because it didn't go their way or didn't see it right. Now this day we see a lot of unfair in the world, right? Some people abuse others, and we feel very sympathy for the one who get abused, and then we get upset for the one who abused. Then we now practice metta. So what can we do? How can we make things right? We do within our capacity. And if it's beyond that, we just have to accept it and to remain calm. And if we cannot do anything physically, we just mentally wish this person to wake up, not to do bad things, and not to abuse this person, and that's it. People might seem to be, wait a minute, that's so unfair. Well, if you can do something, then do it. If you can't, And the least you can do is you have to keep your mind calm to maintain your loving kindness, at least for yourself. Because a lot of people say, I'm a selfless person. I don't care about how suffer I do, as long the other person be happy. Can you really do that? Can you really make this person 100% happy, even though you sacrifice everything? Never. You do within your capacity. That's what the right understanding, the right practice. And you don't want to be the one who indifferent, right? You try to do as much as you can within your capacity. So that's how we practice. So every day, we monks have this chanting, we would do it later when we finish the session about the loving kindness, starting with Ahang Aviraho Homi, may all beings to be free from calamity, may all beings be free from physical suffering, and be free from all mental suffering. That's the practice. And if you do that, you bring happiness to yourself, and you bring happiness to others. Not the other way around, that loving with attachment and suffering. I think all of us here, at one point, we love someone, but then we suffer so much because we have the attachment, right? So that's why the difference between the Buddha teaching and the willing we practice. Okay, and how is it that bring the benefit? Just think about it. If you practice loving kindness, is one term of it called adosha, mean non-hatred. And if you practice non-hatred, then you always feel very calm, very peaceful, very cool, rather than you get angry, right? And the people who don't practice loving kindness, who's very hatred, very warlike, like to pick a fight, they always in the position of fighting and hatred, that the energy radiate out, and the people who get closer to it or see them, they feel very uncomfortable, very at ease. They feel very eerie. Have you ever met someone like that? Have you ever met someone that you don't want to get close because just looking at it or be close to this person, you don't feel comfortable at all? And if you doubt, then animal is the perfect example that animals have a very keen sense of, they have very sharp senses. When they approach someone that they felt threatened, they would initiate and charge back, like the dog, for example. Have you ever seen that someone who just stand by a dog and the dog growls and then just want to, bite or bark fiercely? But then again, I've met a lot of people who come to the temple. For the first time, the temple dog, feel very comfortable, wag the tail, want to be close. But somebody who come, he would like ready to attack. You see, because the energy that radiated out, make the dog feel very comfortable. That's why when monk practice meditation in the forest, when you live among the forest, you have a lot of wild animal that could attack you, could kill you. And why animal? We need to understand the nature of why animal attack, others, because they feel threatened. They pick up the sense that something is not safe for them. They attack first before the other attack them, right? So when a monk practice, in the forest, he's prone to be attacked by wild animals. So the Buddha taught the monk to practice metta a lot. So when the monk practice metta, we have this peaceful, loving energy, the cool radiate out. So the animal get close to the monk. They love to be around the monks because the energy that make them feel very happy. See, that's the power of metta. In Vietnam, it's not good to say, but it's just the fact that in Vietnam, some people eat dogs. You know that, right? And when the dogs see these people, they don't feel happy at all. they would growl, they would ready to attack this person without this person do anything. Because it happened one time in my grandparents' house in Vietnam. He came and visit. Then my grandparents' dog keep grouching and keep want to attack this person. And so my grandfather asked him, "Have you ever in your life eat dog?" And he said, "Yeah, when I was a little child, not anymore as grown up, but when he was a little child, he lived in the village and people, make, food, dog food. And he tried it for the first time to see how it tastes like. But he didn't eat any then. Because of that, it's in his blood that he sweat out. I don't know what happened, but the dog keep attacking him. So that's how the dog pick up the sense. So that's when I let you know that when you practice, your mind and affect your body, and it radiate out the loving kindness that make others love you. Same like he mentioned it, when you around with someone, you feel very happy, very cool, very calm. That person has a lot of love, right? That's how it is. You feel very comfortable, and vice versa with someone with hatred. So human will love you, animal will love you, and he mentioned about the unhuman. Unhuman here mean like the honey goat, a deity, the spontaneous born beings. You don't see them with your capacity, but they are around us. And if you have loving kindness to all beings, you share marriage to them, to think of them. They also care for you. They support you. They help you in the thing that sometimes that out of your control, like that. And also, a person who practices loving kindness, they might always calm, very cool, very happy. They have very good complexion, radiated out. He said that's why if you have that, you don't need to put on makeup, that's what he meant, without makeup. You look beautiful, very cool, natural beauty, not artificial. That's what he meant. And then when a person who practices loving kindness, they always feel happy, very cool, very loving. And when they die without being confused. They die very calm, very peaceful. That condition to be born in the next life, in the good destination, like be born as human with all the good things, or be born in heaven because of the calm, the happy mind conditioned to that destination. And why is that? Because a person who practices loving kindness, even normally when we lay in bed, like sick, not very happy, when you hear some noise that is not very comfortable, you would get angry, wouldn't you? When you're in bed, let's say you don't have to be in a hospital at home when you're not well, and if something noisy or something that you don't feel comfortable, you get angry. But the person who have loving kindness, they know how to keep the mind calm. They understand about people maybe don't know better, they make noise. So you just stay calm and then you won't be, if you die at that moment, you won't be confused. You die with love, right? Or you have pain in your body when you lay in bed. If you have loving kindness, you have metta, you try to be calm and happy. Don't get angry, because when you're in pain, you get angry. Is that true? You get angry, right? If you get angry, you don't have metta. So you keep practice again and again, and that helps you. And that's why when you die at that moment, you won't be confused. So that's why he mentioned about the one who has metta will not die confused, like that. So we encourage you to continue to practice loving kindness as much as possible. And one of the best benefits to practice loving kindness is when you meditate. And the more you meditate, the more you understand, the less you become angry. And not angry means adosa. Adosa means metta. So that's one way to practice through insight meditation. The other type that we can do that when we sit and meditate, for the first 5-10 minutes in the 1 hour of sitting, we can devote it out to practice metta by, like contemplating that you wish all being to be happy, all being to be free from mental suffering, all being to be free from mental suffering. You keep doing that again and again, like continue to, repeat it in your mind, wishful thought. And if that doesn't calm you, then you should practice forgiveness, by sitting. First, you need to forgive yourself. Because of ignorance, I have done wrong thing to others, create animosity. So I forgive myself. You got to forgive yourself first. Continue to contemplating on that. Then you forgive others. Because of ignorance, others might do wrong to me, might hurt me, might harm me. Because of ignorance, because of their ignorance, I forgive them. You forgive yourself and you forgive others. Then you continue back to practice the loving kindness. Wishful that you won't hurt anybody, you won't see anybody hurt. And if you keep doing that again and again, maintain that, then you don't have the urge, the capacity, or the intention to hurt others, because you maintain that. Just like you love your children, right? You don't want any bad thing happen to your children. So it doesn't, it's very difficult for you to hurt your children like that. Even though, sometimes you get angry. If your child didn't do what you asked, you get angry, you hit your kid. But that's because of ignorance. You don't know how to control your anger. So practice insight meditation is another way to practice, to control your anger. You don't want to control, but we need wisdom, we need thought, knowledge to lead out, to act on it. Right? Control is different. Control is sometimes you withhold it, but then again, it's like a spring. When you cannot control anymore, you become ballistic. We don't want that. But try to withhold it for a little while so that you can calm down before you act on it. That's one way to keep yourself in trouble. But the best part of it is knowledge. If you have knowledge, then you'll be less angry. Okay? So continue doing that at all time. Every week we come here, we practice loving kindness by with the wishful thinking, not to hurt anyone, and to wish everyone to be free from mental and physical suffering. So that is the day lesson. So anyone have any question? Yeah, go ahead.
This was really good for me to hear today, because with my job, I help people that are poor, and a lot of times they can't get the help that they need because of they don't have access to health care and all these things. And so I work with them, and when I do that, it's pretty easy to think about why that is, and then think about the politicians and everyone that create this situation. So it's really good to remind myself of the principles, because when you're helping someone, you can form an attachment, and then when you do that, then you start getting mad at the other people, right?
True.
And that just causes suffering for me. And so I think it's really helpful, and I really like what you said about the meditation, just like at 5 minutes. So I think maybe I'll start doing that every morning, just to think, especially the people that really need it the most because of karma. The people that are hurting others, they're going to have to face that eventually, and so they're going to need it more than anyone. They need the punya more than anyone else, because in the next life, they're going to face that. And so just reminding me of that, because sometimes when you're busy and you're working, you forget.
Right.
So it's helpful to have a daily reminder.
Okay.
To keep, but just here listening to this, I felt much more calm and at peace.
Good.
And relaxed. So.
That's why you need to come here every weekend
Right.
to be reminded.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very, very common, especially now this day, that you see a lot of unfair injustice, and you want to help, but then again, you've been limited, and sometimes it's upset you. So how should we deal with it? Well, you try your best, do as much as you can. And if it's beyond your capacity, then just knowing that, well, if someone who do wrong, they eventually face the consequence. So that's not much we can do. Just encourage your client just to, you try your best, and you try to comfort them in any way that you can, and try not to get upset of others that not doing it right. So that's the only way we do it the right way. Otherwise, we inadvertently or intentionally commit karma to ourselves too, by getting angry and think badly or say badly to others. Because like a boomerang, what go around will come around. The person who faced all the mishap or mistreated, because in the past they also mistreat others. So the one in this life, in the current life, mistreat this, they eventually reap the result in the future. So this person, the one that you're helping, did not get the help. They themselves, create this mess before too. So what can we do? Like the people don't know better. One person slap the other, get angry, slap back. So the slapping continue back and forth indefinitely, until someday you realize that, hey, this madness gotta stop. To stop the cycle, otherwise you just get stuck into the whirlpool, continue to turn around and like this again and again. So you got to stop at some point to be free from it. So you yourself help others as much as you can. If beyond the capacity, stay calm and just let go and wish. People say, wait a minute, let go, that means I give up. I don't practice. There's no loving kindness there. Well, you didn't stop. You continue to mentally wishing or hoping people can do better or be free from this. Or the greedy one need to wake up to not taking advantage of others. That's the only way you can do. So some people saying that, wait a minute, if my loved one, if I practice loving kindness, and if my loved one die, if I don't show grief, that means I'm indifferent. I don't love my loved one. So that's not fair. That's not right. And people might think that, I don't love my loved one. Well, when you practice loving kindness and you try to maintain not to get any upset or suffering, you continue to do it. A lot of Buddhists, they love their relative, and then their relative die. They don't show any grief, any suffering. They continue to do things for the departed relative by making merit, sharing merit, meditate, and try to share merit as much as possible. They continue to show appreciation, love to the one already passed away, no longer with them physically. So how can it be indifferent? How can it be so loveless there? Right? Like that. Rather than you grieve, you lamented over it, you didn't bring any good to anyone, not to yourself, not to the person that passed away, not anything. So it's a waste. So rather than lament it and show so much grief, you be positive by doing good deed and share the merit to your loved one. And you gain the benefit from doing the good deed. And if you share the merit to the punya, to your passed away relative, and if they receive it, they also benefit from that. But if they cannot receive it, then the person who benefits is yourself. So there's a win-win situation. There's nothing lose. But if you so grieve, lamented over it, it's a lose-lose situation, because a lot of anger, a lot of defilement in you, and let's say, what if your relative be born as a hungry ghost, sitting around you, see you in grief, and that relative, you also suffer from it too. So that's not positive at all. So loving kindness helps you in so many ways like that. Okay, and he mentioned about the near enemy and the far enemy. The near enemy is the loving kindness can be mistaken with the whirling love, they call the sensuous love. because of the attachment. Sometimes you practice loving kindness, and if you are not mindful, you eventually flip over the sensual love that you don't know it, but then again, you feel suffer when something not go the right way. So whenever you practice loving kindness, but you feel unhappy about it, or unsatisfied, or a slight upset, then you are actually flip it over to sensuous love. Make any sense? So that's the near enemy. You can easily flip over without knowing it. We monks practice loving kindness a lot, and if you're not careful, you might have the attachment, and when you have the attachment, you fall into the sensuous love, and that's very dangerous. And the fourth enemy is the opposite, of loving kindness, is the hatred, So that's, be aware of it. So come back to the technique. The metta love, a lot of people mistaking, they practice the four called the boundless, called Brahma Vihara, metta, karuna, mudita, and upekkha. The four called Brahma, or called the four limitless or boundless love, boundless. This is the type of practice that can help you to be born in the Brahma world, in the heaven, if you do metta, karuna, mudita, and upekkha. We don't do it here. We do called the metta bhavana, which is the cultivation loving kindness, which is very basic. By wishing, being to be happy, be free from mental and physical suffering. So we start with that first. And if you become very skillful, well-versed, then you can step up to the four boundless practice, metta, karuna, mudita, and upekkha. So don't mistaking that, okay? It's the whole different technique, the whole way of doing it, and it belongs to samatha meditation, not vipassana. Even we practice metta bhavana here is not really insight meditation, but it supports your vipassana meditation, because your daily life, there's so many things happening, a lot of agitation, mind agitation, and if you have to sit for 1 hour with all this agitation, you don't get any calmness, especially all the remorse. Something that you say, something that you've done to your loved one that you regret. And because of that, it makes it very difficult for you to do sitting meditation. Your mind keep thinking about it, keep churning, and regret, and a lot of agitation. So how can you calm your mind? How can you let go of this, circling? By doing loving kindness, we often have this name called loving kindness meditation and forgiveness meditation. So, but just only do it for a short time to keep your mind calm a little bit before you do insight meditation, because the insight meditation is the long-term benefit. The samatha meditation is a very short-term benefit. It's only cure temporary, but vipassana or insight meditation is a definite, it's a permanent cure. Okay, so just to get that thing cleared out. So anyway, now you know the technique how to practice metta. We call loving kindness, metta bhavana. Okay, loving kindness. And if your mind is so agitated, then do forgiving meditation and loving kindness meditation the first 5 minutes in a 1 hour sitting. Okay, so try that. And be reminded that for every action, there's always consequence. The reason Queen Samavati got burned alive, because what she had done in the past, even though she's a very good practitioner, a very good Buddhist, she practiced very well, but she's not free from the result from the bad karma that she committed, not in this life, but in the previous life. There you go. Practice will help you in the future life, but cannot cure what happened that you have done in the past life if you cannot outrun the result. Remember that. So practice well, stay out of trouble. And don't blame others. You should blame yourself. That whatever happened to you is your own making. And do better next time. Which is different from now these days. People only point finger, blame others, and never look at themselves. And they continue to blame and blame and blame and never resolve anything. Okay? All right.